How's it going, Twitch? My name is Skul, and on behalf of East Asia Soft, welcome to today's stream. So, today, as I do on all Sundays, I am continuing my playthrough of Murder by Numbers. We are so close to the end of this, and if you enjoy what you see, then remember, this game is physically available on the Nintendo Switch, but if you want a copy, you'd better head over to PlayAsia and get one, because at least for the limited editions, supply is almost out. There's not many copies left, so if you want a copy of this game, better go get it right now. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop into it. We are very close to finishing up this game. I don't think that we'll finish it today, but we're really, really close. So, we were, I guess, just about to question her, Erin, right? I've just done this so many times. At this point I just assume that you've seen previous streams, and if not, then all these are archived on YouTube if you want to go and watch them on East Asia Soft's YouTube channel.
Hello again, Honor. You look different.
Do you know anyone called Art Jansen?
No.
What do you mean I look different?
Someone who is lost is often difficult to find, even if they want to be found. Many are overwhelmed by fear and swept away. When they open their eyes, they find themselves alone, cut off from their past and lost to their friends. But sometimes the lost are able to find the inner strength to become a beacon in the darkness. They take the place where they were the most helpless and turn it into a new harbor.
I don't.
You were lost, Honor, but now you have found your way. That makes you different.
Okay. Let's go in reverse order of what we found in short, because I have no idea where we are at this point. We have a lot of evidence, so at least me to think we're really close to the end. Is this your Rolodex?
I prefer to let fate guide my hand.
You must call the wrong number very often.
Who are we to decide what numbers are wrong?
And there's a film cell. This film cell comes from one of your movies, and the name Art Jansen is circled. Who is he?
I don't know.
But he worked on your film. He's in the credits.
Did Isamu Iniguchi meet everyone who manufactured his furniture?
I mean, fair point. I don't know anything about that. The scene and the take numbers on this clapperboard don't make sense. Until we realized they were the key to decoding a radio message.
Yes, sometimes it is not the image that is the fault, but our perspective.
What can you tell us about these movies?
These are older works. I no longer know the creator.
Didn't you write and direct all of these?
No, a person very much like me did, but I am no longer that person. She knew much less about the world, but she had a great deal more time left to experience it. Isn't that ironic?
Fine.
A school can hold great wealth in knowledge, in passion, or in treasures beyond imagining.
Okay. I think at this point we've shown her everything. Yeah, okay, let's just... We're done here. Now we go back to the deck, I suppose. See what we can find. I gotta tell you, I love this game. I love streaming this game for one major reason: voice acting. I really love giving all these characters unique, different voices. It's a whole lot of fun. Of course, I need to hydrate. Detective, we have a new lead. Well, you gonna tell me about that new lead, or what? We managed to crack the code from the radio signal. It all leads to a frame from one of Aaron's films. Okay, let's see it. Let's look at the film cell. Does Art Jansen mean anything to you? I think I saw it in a furniture catalog once. It's a person. They worked on one of Aaron Kino's films. That radio transmission pointed us right to their name. I just don't know why. Any ideas? I'd suggest you head down to the station and see if we have a file on them. If you're lucky, you'll get some answers. Will you radio ahead like before? Even I can't get the LAPD to just hand over a file to civilians. You'll have to hack into the database. And you're okay with that? No. But you obviously are, so I might as well get used to it. I think we could just ignore everything else. Oh boy, Oh wow, oh no, what happened? Oh boy. Okay, what the? Whoa. The cursor just completely went weird there, okay. We're good there, we're good now. We are good. All clear. Speaking of all clear, okay, the coast looks clear. We need to access the police database and search for information on Art. What if someone catches us? I'll just tell them we're computer technicians. We're here to fix the parallel memory processors. That is not a real thing. Yeah, well, they don't know that. Now, come on, we're here to get that file, not take a computing class. I will be as quick as possible, for both our sakes. And this is one of those time puzzle things, right? Yep. Okay. Okay, wow. I like these because they're nice and simple. Very easy to figure out. That was not what I meant to do, by the way. You're just gonna have to take my word on that. And we're done. I'm in. Scanning police records for Jansen Art. 1 match found. The file is almost empty. No picture, no contact details, just the name. It might not even be the right person. There is one other piece of data, a court record. Mr. Jansen filed a lawsuit 3 years ago against Aaron Kino. Now we're talking. What was the claim? Theft of property. It seems the case was settled out of court, but most details have been removed from all records at the request of Aaron's defense attorney. And we both know who that attorney was. Come on. I want to know what Aaron has to say about all this. And we go back to the anemone. Nemo lives in an anemone. Got it right that time. And we're doing a lot. I mean, we're doing back and forth easily in the menu here, but man, this is a lot of walking for poor Honor. You lied about knowing Art Jensen. We found court records saying he filed a lawsuit against you.
The mind is a difficult thing to grasp. Can you say for sure who and what you know?
There's no point lying to us anymore.
No point, and I'll be blunt. I had forgotten him. It was not my first day in court. I weather these storms the only way I know how. I rise above them. Violent waves do not disturb the flight of birds.
Except you didn't rise above it. Ray just made the problem go away.
And I'm sad it came to that. I liked Crafts. He had such a strong distaste for life. I found it enviable.
Crafts. You said you liked crafts? What did you mean?
A certain style. Monica's the name. After all, what are labels between friends?
What? Label, style, Monica, moniker. Honor, I get it. Crafts is a nickname.
Very good. Maybe you'll solve this after all.
Oh, I get it. Arts and crafts.
He was a talented props master. If it didn't exist, he could make it. That's a kind of magic, don't you think?
I suppose it is. I'm going to have one more look through the Rolodex. But you said Art Jensen isn't in there? Maybe not under that name, but if I look under C... Aha! There is a card for crafts, and it has a telephone number. I hope it's still in use. Hi, is that Art Jensen? I'm calling about Aaron Kino. Wait, don't hang up! I'm a detective, and I need your help. Well, he took a little convincing. But once he heard I'm building a case against Aaron, he was happy to help. So, what did he say? After filming wrapped on the Elm of Scots Wood, a bunch of props went missing. They blamed Art at first. It nearly ended his career. But then he caught Aaron leaving the set with a box full of stuff. He couldn't believe it. She was going to let him take the blame. That would explain the lawsuit. Props used in filming can fetch a high price on the black market. Not on the real market. Have you guys seen eBay? Except they were never sold. Ray paid Art to withdraw the case, and no one ever found out what Aaron did with the missing props. Which, by the way, included 200 clay skulls. Clay skulls? Like the ones we found? Exactly. Which means we have a direct link between Aaron Kino and those diamonds. Let's go tell Detective Cross. Good news! We managed to contact Art Jansen. Remember those clay skulls? Aaron stole them. Which means she almost certainly knew what they were being used for. Speaking of which, I just got off the radio with headquarters. They found the buyer for those diamonds. You said they found the buyer for the diamonds? Remember that GPS you found? You thought it might have been Mal's escape route. Yeah, I guess we were wrong about that. Well, I asked headquarters to check out those coordinates anyway. They found a boat waiting there. Coast Guard had to chase them halfway around Santa Catalina, but they caught them eventually. Turns out the captain had a warrant out for their arrest. Let me guess. Smuggling? Exactly. And get this. They were the ones transmitting that coded radio signal. So they were trying to make contact with the Anemone? Seems like this whole damn boat party was just a cover-up for a diamond deal. Let's go find Erin. She can't talk her way out of this one.
Hello, Anna. Have we arrived at the climax of your story? You're wearing an expression of certainty.
And you're certainly about to be wearing a pair of handcuffs.
Have you cracked the case at last? I would very much like to hear your conclusion.
You're smuggling diamonds using the clay skulls you stole from Art Jansen.
A fascinating theory, but I know nothing of diamonds. Who would I sell them to?
Black market smugglers. The Coast Guard found them right where the Anemone's GPS indicated. You organized this whole boat party just to have a reason to head out there.
But there were many people at the party. Any one of them could have arranged to meet these smugglers.
No, they were transmitting a code word that only you would recognize as important. Elm. Part of the title of one of your films, which was found a copy of right here on the boat. and we examined that film. We found Art Jansen's name circle, the same Art Jansen who you stole the skulls from. It's all connected.
How convenient. You've done very well, but there's still one more question, Anna. Why? Look around you. I have more money than I need. Why would I smuggle diamonds?
A cat can have a comfortable home and all the food it could ever want, but it will still hunt birds.
Exquisite! I was beginning to think we would never understand each other.
I don't understand.
The domestic cat does not need to kill, yet it does. It is simply in its nature.
Aaron, don't say another word. Give it up, Ray. It's over. Give up. I haven't even started yet. Aaron Kino, you're under arrest.
Thank you, Detective.
This is false arrest. I'll have you hung out to dry for this. You're all talk, Kino. She's going away for good this time.
I am 1,000 frayed threads finally bound, yet I feel a great release.
You're going to be released, all right. I'm going to fight these charges, and we're going to win. Just like always. Always the winners. Always the victors. Never a loser. Remember that. I don't know who I'm impersonating there. Whatever you say. Come with me, Aaron. As Aaron Kino's legal representative, I demand to know the charges. Do you hear me? What happened to due process? I think Aaron might be innocent. I think she's crazy. I think she's innocent, though. Wow, what now? Back on deck. Oh, hang on. I guess the precinct? How's the prisoner? In a cell for now. Weird thing is, she almost seemed happy. I know what you mean. It was almost like she wanted to get arrested. Perhaps she's doing research for her next script. It won't do her much good if Ray gets the charges dismissed. After she confessed? Not likely. But I guarantee he'll find a way to get the sentence reduced. She'll be out in a year or two. Almost makes me wonder if it was worth all that effort. This is what it's like to be a real detective. Even when you win, sometimes you still lose. But don't be too hard on yourself. This will be the first time anyone's ever got a charge to actually stick to a Kino. Thanks, but we're not done yet. What about Lori and Mal? We still don't know what happened to them. Agreed. We've got a lot of loose ends to tie up. Jeez. Can you believe we originally went out there for information on Frank Pritchell? Now that the diamond smuggling is sorted, we can get back to it. Is Ray still around? I might try asking a few more questions. Rather you than me. I love doing Ray's voice. Definitely, I forget what I originally made him sound like, but now I'm just going full on Mayor Quimby from The Simpsons. What do you want? We still have a few loose ends, and I want answers. Did you really think you and Aaron would get away with smuggling diamonds? Nothing has been proven in a court of law. I can almost understand Erin's motivation. She does things just to see what it's like. But you went along with it all. I'll do whatever I have to do. Erin isn't like you or me. She needs guidance. She needs to be protected. If Lori Becker was mixed up in all this, you might as well tell us now, because we will find out. I honestly have no idea what happened to her. You seem pretty angry that Erin was arrested, but how far would you go to defend her? What are you getting at? You told Mao to stay away from the hold, presumably because you knew it was full of illegal cargo, but then he found out anyway. Did you attack Mao Cruz because he knew too much? I object! That's a leading statement. There's nothing to support that claim. What about Mao himself? As soon as he's able to talk, we'll know exactly what happened. It's no good. I can't get anything useful out of Ray. He's denying everything. Maybe not for long. An officer from Port Authorities just here. They found the missing lifeboat, and there was something inside. Oh. Took us 20 minutes to get to our first actual puzzle today. Which is fine with me. I love progressing the story. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, blank, 1, blank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That made it easy. Okay, stand with that, wow. 1, 2, 3, blank, 1, 2, blank, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, blank, 1, 2, 3. 1, blank, 1, 2, blank, 1, 2, 3. I'll figure out the rest of that later. Like that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Huh. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, blank, 1, 2, 3, 4, blank. 1, 2, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, blank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. It's the only possible solution for that puzzle. Made that easy. Made that very easy. 1, 2, 3, blank, 1, 1, blank, 1, 2, 3. Also makes this simple too. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Close that off. Stupid eye. Okay. Been having eye troubles all day. I don't know what's up with that. accidentally lead my way into that. Seems to happen fairly often. That's okay. Hold off on that, okay. This one then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blank 1, blank 1, 2, blank. So I guess that's filled in. Okay. One, two, three, blank, 1, 2, blank, 1, blank, 1, 2, blank, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, slowly but surely coming together. Okay. Guess that has to be there, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, I just took care of a chunk. Big chunk. Looking good. Wow. Okay. Yep, screwed that up somehow. Wow, really screwed that up somehow. Along the way. Luckily, there's no penalty. Very happy there's no penalty. Okay. Oh, this is one of my least proud puzzles that I've ever finished, but I'll take it. What did we find? A pistol. I think this one's real, folks. A weapon. You okay, Scout? He might need a minute to... No, I am fine. Please continue. This must be the gun that killed Lori. Can you tell anything important from it, Detective? A little. I could be wrong, but I think this is a custom model. Looks like it's been modified. Can't Scout tell us for sure? I would have thought he'd know all about weapons, since he... Detective? There's no need to pretend anymore, Honor. It's clear you told Detective Cross what I remembered. I felt like he had the right to know. I'm sorry if... No need to apologize. It was a logical decision. To answer your question, Detective, I only have limited knowledge of firearms, but I can detect several unusual machining marks. I believe this gun was modified for left-handed operation. Isn't that interesting? That ought to narrow things down. Give me a second. I'll go get Ray. Let's see if Ray is left-handed. Ray, are you left-handed? Is that your idea of a joke? Just answer the question. Yes, I'm left-handed. What does that have to do with anything? Everything. Ray Kino, you're under the arrest for murder of Lori Becker. Have you lost your mind? I didn't kill anyone. Save it for the jury. So Aaron was smuggling diamonds, Ray attacked Maul when he found out, and then he killed Lori when she found Maul. All that just to protect his sister. Family is important, as are friends. I'm sorry I told Cross. I just thought that I would not find out. I know I shouldn't have told anyone without your permission, but it didn't seem fair to keep him in the dark. You think I am dangerous? I found someone who can help. They're waiting to meet you if you want. I want things to go back to the way they were. Me too. Ray's locked up tight. Never met a lawyer who deserved it more. What? I interrupt something? We're heading back to my apartment. You sure you don't want me to help out? You sure you don't want to help me with the paperwork? That's when the fun really begins. Sorry, Detective. I promised I'd help Scout, and I intend to keep that promise. Fair enough. Thanks for your help today. Both of you. I mean it. Let me know if you hear anything from the hospital about Maul. Will do. And Scout, good luck. There have to be other people who are left-handed, though, right? There's no need to talk to him. Let's just go back to the apartment. That's what we need. That's what we should do. Can't you just tell me who we are meeting? Didn't anyone ever teach you to be patient? I don't believe that is in my programming. I will add it to my list of requested features for version 2.0. 2.0? We didn't even make it to version 1.0. Scout, this is Jenna. I know your face. You do? That's amazing. Your long-term memory must have self-repaired. Do you remember how you know me? I doubt it. He has trouble making connections between images and data. You should have seen what he thought were my car keys. You worked at the place where I was built. Seems like he's making connections just fine to me. Not a connection, an educated guess. I remember your face, but the associated data is corrupted. Therefore, I know you from a time before I wiped my memory. All my recovered memories from that time have involved the place where I was built, but you must also be from there. Full self-awareness, logical extrapolation. Your entire personality matrix is still intact. Impressive. especially considering the condition I was left in. You were never supposed to end up in a scrap heap, Scout. Then what happened? I need to get that missing data. Give me a second to get set up. What data? What is she doing? Jenna has a plan. We can write a modification to disable the black box routines they placed in you. You set all this up without asking me? I couldn't risk mentioning it earlier. We had to be sure it was even possible. I thought we told each other everything. Okay, I'm going to hook into Scout's neural net to get some diagnostic data. Is it safe to move around? Sure, just let me know if you feel anything unusual. You know, latency spikes, neural pathway errors, melted circuits. Jenna, I have some questions. Ask away. Just try not to hover too close to the TV. It screws up my connection. Oh, now it's Scout who's doing the questioning. That's different. What will the modification do? It's a patch to block or reroute your weapon subroutines. If it works, they'll be completely disabled. You wouldn't be able to even use them even if you wanted to. And if it doesn't work? One thing at a time, Scout. Can you tell me more about where I was created? You were designed and built at the SSI Labs, not far from here. It was a purpose-built facility for research and development, and the Scout project was the crown jewel. Are the labs still there? I don't know. Probably not. They sold pretty much everything when SSI shut down. The Scout project? Scout. Self-contained. Operating? I forget the rest. One of Tom's little jokes. I swear, it stood for something different every week. Who is Tom? Tom Schmidt, your hardware engineer. He would have been proud to see how you turned out, if... I have an important question. One I have wanted an answer to for some time. Why did you build me? The goal was to create a robot that could operate in places too dangerous for humans. Radiation, extreme heat, flooding. So I can swim. Tested to a depth of 3,000 feet. I wanted you to be able to find and help people. That's why I took the job. So what changed? You were too much of a success. Your ability to not only assess situations, but also to reason and adapt to changes. Once they saw what Scout could do, SSI wanted the project to refocus on military applications for deployment into combat zones. There's no money in saving lives, but there's a lot of money in taking them. Exactly. I fought it every step of the way, but it was no use. They set up a defense systems research division and gave them complete access to the project. One morning I came to the lab and Scout wasn't where I left him. I ran a memory check and someone had added new code that I couldn't access. After that, it started happening more regularly. Tom and I didn't know what they were doing, but we could guess. When I woke up, all my memory banks were corrupted. At first I thought they had just been damaged, but then I started remembering things about the lab. About you. I remembered the truth. I deleted those memories. And now I know. I know what I did. I don't really want to talk about it. I don't want to hurt people, Jenna. Not again. If this modification works, you won't be able to. Now, can we change the subject? Okay, I've got the data. Now I just need to write the patch. How long will it take? Hard to say. I've never had access to this part of his code before. Phone ringing in the middle of all this. Hi, Detective. What's up? What? Okay, we'll be right there. What's wrong? It's Mal. He's dead!
But he was in the hospital. He was getting better.
I don't understand either. Cross is waiting downtown to fill us in on the details.
What about my software patch? Can I go?
Sure, I'll just sit here on my own. That's cool. Don't worry about me.
Would you prefer if I stayed to keep you company?
What? No, I was being serious. I work better without distractions. But can you grab me a bag of chips while you're out? I'm starving. Off to the precinct. I came as quick as I could. Is Mal really? Yeah, someone got to him. The hospital hasn't released an official statement yet, but I saw it for myself. Mal is dead. How was he killed? Smothered to death with a pillow. Simple, but effective.
And quiet.
The medical examiner said it happened within the last hour. The prime suspect has got to be whoever attacked him in the first place, but I thought that was Ray. Me too, but he's still locked in a cell. Either he's learned how to teleport, or we've got a problem. Find any evidence in the room? Nothing. The place was totally clean. This was a professional job. Our biggest witness is dead and we've got nothing? Not quite. I pulled the CCTV. How'd you get the CCTV so fast? It's a brand new system, all digital. Only got installed a week ago. There's a good chance the killer had no idea.
A digital recording? I could scan through it.
That's what I was counting on. Here, it's on this disc. Okay. Isn't that interesting? I'm trying to think about who else is left-handed. 1 blank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Huh. Interesting. Two blank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 6. This one might take me a while. This is definitely an interesting case. I am very interested to see what the outcome is. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like that. One, 2, 3, blank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looking good. That's one down. Wow. Okay. 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 Two, three. Slow but sure. Slow but sure. That's what matters most. Okay. Alright, I don't think I made a single mistake. Found the CCTV footage. Does that rank us up? Does not. Digital footage downloaded, scanning frames. Focus on the footage from about an hour ago. Look for anything unusual. Suspicious figures. I have found something. It's Clyde. Muzzle man? That meathead? Are you sure? The footage is conclusive. White male, prominent facial scar, wearing a white uniform with cap. Left-handed. Left-handed? But that means... That pistol was his all along. He shot Lori. He shot Lori. Wow, that was cross. All this time, I thought he was just some charter captain. For good reason. Ray told us he hired Clyde from an agency. But either he was lying or he really had no idea. I think it's time we found out which. Afternoon, Ray. How's your cell? Are you here for a reason or just to make wisecracks? What can you tell me about Clyde Muzzleman? The charter captain. I'd almost forgotten about him. I don't know any more than what I said already. Mal called in sick, and the agency said Clyde as a replacement. Except Mal was locked in the cargo hold. How could he have called in sick? Well, I didn't receive the call myself, but that's what Clyde told me when he arrived. What difference does it make? More than you realize. Clyde was lying to you. Shouldn't you be asking Mal about this? Surely he's awake by now. He's not gonna wake up, Ray. He's dead. Oi! Mal Cruz is dead. He was murdered in his hospital bed. I'm sorry to hear that. I've known Mal for a long time. With your help, we can bring his killer to justice. Look around. Is this your idea of justice? Can you give us the details of the hire company you use? You hijack my yacht, arrest my sister, accuse me of murder, and then you ask for help? You're out of your mind. Why should I trust you? You're still on the hook for Lori's murder. If you want to get out of here, you should be working with us, not against us. It'll take more than a few sweet words to get me to trust you and that bullhound of a detective. What if I said we've got a lead that could prove your innocence? We just need you to confirm it. I'll believe it when I see it. Well, beggars can't be choosers. We have CCTV footage of Clyde leaving the hospital where Mal was killed. Caught him red-handed, huh? Left-handed, actually. If he murdered Mal, there's a good chance he murdered Lori, too. I told you I didn't kill anyone. You've been so focused on your vendetta against us that you ran headfirst towards prosecution with no thought for due process. I don't have a vendetta against you or your sister, Ray. All I care about is finding the truth. If we can tie Lori's murder to Clyde, you'll be free to go. How am I supposed to help, even if I wanted to? Maybe you've forgotten, but Detective Cross has me locked in a cell. Right now, we've got no way to track Clyde down. We need to know who he really is. Can you think of anything that might help? He was waiting on the boat when we arrived this morning. Of course, I noticed that tattoo right away. That's right. He told us he was in the military, served in Vietnam. Scout, do you think you could look up his service record? It's possible, but I would need more search parameters. Come on, Ray. You're a lawyer. You're supposed to be good at finding little inconsistencies. Now that you mention it, there was something a little strange. When he introduced himself, he said his name was Hyde. He corrected himself right away, so at the time I thought nothing of it. But now, I get the feeling he made up a new name on the spot. You think Clyde is really called Hyde? Not exactly an inventive false name, but it's worth a shot. This may be enough information. I can access military records through the police computer. Give me a moment to establish a data link. The military? But they must have the tightest security in the country. They've never gone up against me before. Okay. Attaboy, Scout. This is totally going to work out well. And not at all result in many years in prison. Did I mention many? There's no way whatsoever that we gotta worry about prison or being locked away for hacking, government facility computers for the U.S. military. No way at all that that's gonna turn out poorly whatsoever. Nothing to worry about. At all. I'm calm. Why aren't you guys calm? I'm calm. What's there to worry about? Come on. Don't be silly. What could possibly happen? just point over to that end. That was okay. D-pad just sort of went all over. I'm almost disappointed by military security. I found an administrator account with the password 123. Right, what kind of idiot would have that as their password? Searching for visual matches with the tattoo on Hyde's arm. It seems to be the insignia of the 5th Marine Regiment. Narrowing search by name, known physical characteristics, and service record. One record found. Corporal Hyde Muzzleman. So that really was his real name. Hyde fought several key battles in Vietnam and remained a member of the 5th Marines until he was dishonorably discharged in 1977. They kicked him out? What for? Misconduct under Article 90 of the UCMJ, assaulting or willfully disobeying a superior officer. But there's something else here you may find much more interesting. Hyde was suspected of killing a staff sergeant in a friendly fire incident in 1968. There was a solid case against him, but a key piece of evidence was lost, a bullet casing. You mean all this time we've been holding on to evidence from a 30-year-old murder? Sometimes the solution to a puzzle relies on one missing piece of information. Without it, progress is impossible. Are there any records about what he did after he left the Marines? We still need a way to track him down. The police kept a close watch on him for several years after he was discharged. He drifted between jobs, and their records gradually became less detailed. The last entry is from 1991. It simply says, now employed by SSI. Did you just say Hyde worked at SSI? Scout, that's the company that created you! Do you think he was involved in my project? Do you think he is responsible for... I'm not sure, but I bet Jenna could tell us. Gotta tell Cross first. Any good news? I tried my usual sources, but nothing so far. We've got a new lead on Muzzleman thanks to Ray. Ray was helpful? He was plenty cooperative once he realized I was trying to prove he didn't kill Lori. Typical defense lawyer, happy to fight the good fight, but only when it suits him. So, what did you find out about Clyde? Firstly, his real name is not Clyde, it's Hyde. He was a Marine. Dishonorably discharged. Likely killed a superior officer, and that's not even the interesting part. After he was discharged, he got a job at the lab that created Scout. I'll be damned. You think there's some kind of link? That's what I'm hoping to find out. Let's go to Honor's apartment. Did you solve your case? No. If anything, it got more complicated. Well, I'm not done yet either. Can't rush these things. Gotta take your time and think it through. Just ask her about Hyde. How's the work going? There's a lot of weird stuff in this code, but it's nothing I can't handle. The bigger problem is going to be deploying the patch. I don't know if I could do it without a specialized tool. What specialized tool do you need? Something called a data shunt. It's for uploading software to a protected drive, not something you could buy off the shelf. Can't do it without? No, this patch has to hook into dozens of core systems to override Scout's decision-making. What do you mean? It'll completely disable your offensive systems. You won't be able to use them even if you want to. Wait, this thing will override Scout's decision-making? You're going to change the way he thinks? It'll take away his ability to hurt people. What's the problem? I'm just not sure if I'm comfortable with the idea. I don't ever want to hurt anyone again, Honor. But right now, that's your decision. If we take that away from you, if we force you to never hurt anyone, doesn't mean anything anymore? I'm not sure I understand. Can we discuss the philosophy later? I've got work to do. Did you know anyone at SSI called Hyde Muzzleman? Yeah, he worked in defensive systems research. Some ex-military beefcake with more muscle than sense. That sounds like Hyde. Do you know what happened to him? After SSI shut down, the head of defensive systems started his own company. I think Hyde went with him. Any idea which company? It was a long time ago. Had a name like Lethal Lath? Leith? Yeah, that's the one. Are you sure Hyde went to work at Leaf Security? Yeah, he was sick of working in the research lab anyway. The only time I ever saw him smile was when they were doing weapon tests. We've met the CEO of Leaf. His company is connected to 3 different murder cases. Wait, you met Jack? Did he see Scout? He was very interested in me. He even offered to repair me after I was damaged. Oh no. If he knows you're still working, do you think he might do something? Try to snatch Scout or something? I don't know, but you'd better watch your back out there. Well, let's show her the CCTV footage. Nope, no. I mean, where are we going now? Where are we going now? I guess we need to show her something? Oh. Oh, I'm confused. Okay, we go to him, talk to him about what we learned from Jenna. Yes, I lost my water. I spoke to Jenna about Hyde. He did work at SSI in their defense division, and his boss was Jack Larson. Larson? The CEO of Leith? Yeah. When the Scout project went bad, SSI was shut down. Jack founded Leith, and Hyde went with him. Let me get this straight. Hyde works for Jack, but so did Lori. This gets more complicated by the minute. If this is how they handle disputes at Leith, I hope they have a good employee health plan. Lori contacted us because she wanted to give information on Frank Pritchell. That has to be why she was killed. Larson's gone too far this time. He may be the common link between these deaths, but we still have no evidence against Jack himself. Just my tongue stopped working there. And we need to find that evidence, right, Detective? Right. Jack Larson's always been one step ahead of us, but not this time. We need to get inside the Leith offices. I agree. How long will it take to get a search warrant? That's going to be tricky. I'm not exactly on the best terms with my captain right now, what with the whole going undercover without telling anyone thing. He's never going to play ball. Okay, so no warrant. What about me and Scout? It's a private security company, Honor. You can't just walk in through the front door. I'm confident I can bypass their security. I hacked into a military server earlier without issue. You what? I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Do you have any better ideas? The longer we wait, the more time Jack and Hyde have to destroy evidence. I'm not going to give you permission to break into a private office. But if someone did break in, and evidence happened to fall into police hands... Say no more, Detective. We understand. I do not understand. And now we're going to lead security. Oh boy. This is climaxing, coming to a climax. That's what I'm trying to say. And, let's just hop over there. This place is suspiciously quiet. Hacking their system security was some of my best work. I thought you were just disabling the security alarms. How'd you get everyone to leave? While I had access to their network, I sent an urgent message to everyone in the company. They think the building is being fumigated for killer bees. I guess that makes this kind of a sting operation. I don't know why that one was so funny. Let's take a look around. There's got to be something here linked to Lori or Hyde. And that will have to wait until next week, because I think that this is a perfect stopping place for today. It's a little early, but I'm sure you guys don't mind. So, this has been Murder by Numbers. It's been so much fun. I'm looking forward to playing it more next Sunday. In the meantime, I will be back on Tuesday playing something else. Maybe it'll be more delicious. Maybe it'll be something else, but we'll figure that out Tuesday. Until then, on behalf of East Asia Soft, I have been Skul. Have yourselves a great day and a great week, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!